Hi there, everyone. My name is Chloe, and I am the founder of Archer Media. We are a performance marketing agency, so I just thought that I would make a video about how the whole marketing ecosystem works and how we actually get clients for our clients because a lot of people don't have the budgets to, get someone to do this for them. So I am here today to basically explain how you can do this yourself and how the overall ecosystem works. Or if you want someone to implement this for you, then don't hesitate to contact me. But this is why your marketing currently isn't getting consistent leads if you are doing your marketing yourself. So first off, I want to talk about the problem that I'm seeing over and over again when I have clients approach me, and oftentimes they're not. The people who are already spending money on marketing have the same problem. And it's usually starting off with a disconnected puzzle. So with marketing, it's all kind of this ecosystem that you're creating. You can't have things all over the place. You need to have an ecosystem that ties in together to optimize your campaigns and, your overall marketing strategy. So the problem is that most of the time people have a disconnected puzzle. They have a website, but it isn't converting properly. They have ads running, but the ad doesn't really explain what the offer is, or it's just not a good ad. They have a CRM, but they're not using it properly, or what I see so often is people just not tracking these at all, or everything is done in a spreadsheet, which is just not the play for that either. And then they have an Instagram and some social media, but it's just very inconsistent and all over the place. The main problem here is even if one of these things are working, the conversion for your overall system is going to decrease a lot. So we could be converting here at 30%, but if this isn't optimized, your website isn't optimized, that's a big piece in the puzzle that's broken. That's a huge part of the pipeline that isn't optimized. So think of it as you have, a water pipe. If there's even a slight crack in that pipe, the whole system isn't as effective as it should be. The consequence of this is, like I said, some months are great and then other months are quiet and no one really understands why. And you can't build a business if it's so unpredictable. You need to know where your next client is going to come from. It's a problem even I struggled with because I initially started out as a web design agency and then I figured out, shucks, I need to actually be able to get clients consistently. Otherwise, I don't have a business. And that's how I taught myself performance marketing. And then things just went from there. So what ends up happening is you are dependent on referrals. And that means you can't really predict how much you're going to make at the end of the month. But you know that your client, your staff, still need to get paid, regardless of how much you made. So what is the diagnosis? This isn't a targeting problem, a creative problem, or an ad problem. This is a whole system problem that we have to fix because all of these things need to work together so that you have a cohesive, working, and optimized ecosystem for your marketing. Let me break down the 4-part system. It's actually really, really basic. Think of it like this. You have traffic, you have a funnel, you have a CRM, and you have follow-ups. Most of you guys just have a website. And a website is good for visibility. It's good if someone's looking for you specifically, they can find out more about you. But a website without traffic going to it means nothing. It's like if you have a product but no one sees it. A website is often then just kind of there. We don't want that. If we do have a website, we will need to make sure that it's a high converting website. And not only that, the website should be optimized for SEO. And this is just talking about the website. But usually when we run ads, we're not even sending people to a website. We want to send them to a funnel. We want to send them to a specific page that works as a sales letter. That's what we want to do. But again, we need to have traffic to actually go to that page. So that's where the ads come in. So we have Meta ads, Google ads are really good, and then you also have YouTube ads. Depending on the budget that you have allocated, you can play around with different ad platforms. If you have a smaller budget, I usually suggest Meta, but you kind of need to figure out where your target audience is also hanging out. So the ads are going to drive the right people to a dedicated landing page, not just the homepage of your website. Okay, this is going to qualify them, it's going to educate them on your offer, and it's going to make the sale so much easier as well. So on the landing page, we have a VSL that is going to convert the visitors before they click off and get distracted. You need to also make sure that this sales letter landing page is very, very, very well structured and is speaking to the same pain points of the ads. Then once they book a call with you or they get a quote, that lead is getting sent to a CRM automatically. And it's important that it's automatic. You don't want to be dealing with so many people coming in. It should be an automated system. So every lead is tracked and contacted within 5 minutes, and then move through the pipeline, and then finally you get to the follow-up. So that's an automated sequence of follow-ups. Then your no-shows also need to be recovered. So that's the overview, but I want to zoom in a little bit on what this actually looks like close up. With stage 1, we have the traffic breakdown. In this case, we are going to use the example of a hotel. So say you're a hotel, you want to get more clients to your hotel, you want more people to stay at your hotel. You don't have a high budget, so we're just going to be running meta ads. So we're going to set up 3 ads over here, 3 ad sets. Okay, we're going to have ad set number 1 be for cold audience. These are for people who don't know about your accommodation, they don't know about your hotel, so they're cold, they know nothing about you. We need to warm them up so that they feel comfortable enough to book a stay with you. So a cold audience is going to be based on location, age, travel interest, business, travel intent, event-based targeting. This is what we are setting in the meta ads campaign. Then ad set 2 is going to serve as a retargeting ad. This is for people who have been on your website in the last 180 days. It's for your Instagram engagers and people who already know you but just need a reason to book. So these are people who, like I said, have been on your website and they just forgot about it. They got busy, they closed the tab accidentally. And now you're reminding them, hey, you were about to book a stay with us. Why don't you do that now? And then you end up getting that client that would have been lost. And then lastly, ad set 3 is going to be a lookalike audience. Now, not everyone is going to have this as an option if you have a new socials profile, but you're going to upload existing customer list, find similar people, and then you get a 2 to 3% lookalike. What does a winning ad creative look like? This is for video ads. Static ads are a little bit different, but essentially you want to have a hook that calls out the exact person or situation in the 3-second max, because we all have extremely short attention spans. We want to know who it's for, what it's for, why it matters immediately, and we also want it to stop the scroll. It's very difficult to get people to actually stop on your video. After the hook, we want to introduce the problem that we know this type of person is facing. So for my marketing clients, it can be inconsistent leads. That's their problem. Then we're going to agitate this problem and we're going to say, you could be making more money if you didn't have inconsistent leads. If you had consistent leads, you would be making so much more money, because think about it, your sales team always has deals to close. The world is great. Everyone's happy, which is 1 action and low friction. Never send someone to just a homepage, because a homepage isn't built always to get the potential lead to take action. Think about it like this. If you are a solar installation company and you just send someone to the homepage isn't really telling them what to do next. Okay. Oftentimes it's not optimized to convert someone from a potential lead to a customer. So we're going to send people to a funnel, not a homepage. Okay, cool. Then stage 2 is the funnel breakdown. In a funnel, we often have a high converting headline. The first thing that they see needs to speak exactly to what you were saying in the ad. So if I said in the ad that you can get a solar installation within 30 days, or the house sleeps 10 people, whatever it is, that needs to be discussed in the hero section of your funnel. Then we want to have a VSL that is 2 to 3 minutes long. That is just going to, again, educate the buyer even further. It gives more trust that they know that you're a real person, gives more information about the offer. So I always use VSL, especially for B2B clients. So funnels shouldn't have a lot of friction. There shouldn't be a lot of friction for people to invest in you and, get in touch with you. But there needs to be some level of friction. You don't want someone who doesn't have money at all to be contacting you, especially if you have a high ticket offer. So we need a form to make sure that this person is the type of person we're looking for. Then lastly is social proof. We always want to have social proof on our funnels, because social proof is going to show people that they can trust you and they should trust you. So this can be anything from reviews, guarantees. If you have a degree, I don't know, put that on there. I don't think it's relevant anymore, but reviews from customers. If you've got a 30-day guarantee, also put that on there. So then when the client does fill in this form and they are ready to get in touch with you, they're going to fill in the form and then they're going to get stored in the CRM. So this is a pipeline where they go from being a lead to being booked or becoming a customer. So the way that it works is a new lead is going to come in, they're going to submit a form, and then they're going to be contacted in 5 minutes. You have to get a lead while they're hot. If they get cold, they're not going to be interested anymore. They've had too much time to think about it. They're not excited about it anymore. And then someone that could have been a customer is no longer a customer because you took too long to reach out to them. That is not what we want. So an automatic WhatsApp or email is going to be sent to them confirming their inquiry and sets the expectation. You can even add some social proof here or some free value in this automated message so that it entices them to follow through with the booking or the call or the quote or whatever it is. Then if you have a sales team, they can even further qualify this lead manually, and then hopefully at the end they get booked. So if they don't get booked, there's a whole bunch of retargeting sequences that we can go through to get them booked at a later stage. Stage 4 is the follow-up sequence, and it's going to look something like this. So touch point 1 is going to be a WhatsApp confirmation, something along the lines of, "Hey John, your inquiry for the 22nd of January is received. Someone will call you within the next hour. Here's what our guests say," and then it's going to be a link to testimonials. If they don't respond, there's going to be an automatic soft touch up, just checking in on your inquiry on this day. We have availability to make sure that you have everything you need. And then it's going to go on like this. You're going to have a re-engagement sequence and then a no-show recovery. There's a lot of different ways that you can handle that, but that's a really basic way to do it. Overall, if you want consistent leads, you need to have this whole mechanism and whole machine working perfectly. You can't have any problems with this, otherwise it's going to be inconsistent. So you want to make sure that your ads are optimized. You want to make sure that your funnel is optimized. You want to make sure that you have reviews. You want to make sure that you have a website that is high converting should people find you organically. And then you need a CRM that isn't a spreadsheet so that you can track people properly, see where you're losing leads, and then obviously follow up with the ones automatically that are in your pipeline. And that is how you are going to scale your business consistently. If you want me to audit your business for free or you want an agency to implement this for you, then the links to get in touch with me are below. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to answer those. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.